Right, I haven't actually upgraded my other coils on the end yet on the Bubbleator. But what I have done is I found out something interesting. I was adjusting the voltage on the regulator to drive the coils. I actually discovered that if I go too high on the voltage, the current consumption on the input goes way up, but the actual current transfer to the secondary coils on my device goes down. So the optimum voltage at the moment is 27.02 or 27 volts anyway. So 27 volts, and I can actually get a stable reading on current now. So, and we're actually using 190 milliamps. So I'm actually driving my coils on my circuit at 190 milliamps at, can't find the button, at 27 volts, right? Well, obviously AC translates to 27 volts. It converts to AC of double that, so that would be, oh god, I can't add. I just can't add. Well, obviously 32 times 2 is 60, so minus 6, so that would be 56. Hang on a minute. No, hang on. 53. No, 54. It's 54. So 54 volts AC. But on my oscilloscope, it says it's well, actually, I'm going to set on the oscilloscope at the moment. Just a minute. Let me just. Oh, I've knocked my wire out. What have I done? This is what happens when you lean over things. Let me just get them. Let me just get this thing up a minute. Where is it? I want the menu up. Oh, it's F6, I think. Right, so I want to change the frequency to, where are we? Peak to peak. Right, okay. Right, peak to peak going in is 45.2 volts, right. Pulse width 78 microseconds, cycle RS 14.4. That's what's going in. What's coming out is maximum 30, peak to peak 50, well, it's about 60 volt coming out. Cycle RMS 12.8. Now, what is so interesting is the fact that I am charging up my supercapacitors really, really fast right now. This is the voltage across my supercapacitors. And I measured it earlier, but it was around 68 milliamps, near enough 70 milliamps going into the supercapacitors. So you can actually see the LEDs are coming on pretty fast now. And I've only had it running for like, 10 minutes. So it's doing pretty well. It's charging up the cells pretty well. But this cell on this end, this particular cell is a newer cell, so it's going to take longer for this LED to come on. I also found out that there was a bad MOSFET in this cheap Chinese balancing board. So I took the MOSFET out because it doesn't matter anyway, because I'm using my LEDs to balance the cells. So I just took that MOSFET off the board because it was shorted out. I don't know how that happened, but you know what it's like. You buy stuff from China and it's sometimes recycled junk. Well, I think this was a recycled circuit board. I think they just cleaned it up, and yeah, because the solder jobs on some of these parts look like they've been, well, pretty crap. They look like being used before. Anyway, let's put it that way. Looks like somebody's used components and made a new board or something. Anyway, so I'm measuring the voltage on my supercapacitors. They're coming up really, really fast right now. So, which is quite encouraging. especially since I'm only putting in 190 milliamps. Yeah, which is better than before, because I was doing some tests earlier and it was reading around 300 milliamps. I don't know if I filmed that. I don't know if I did. I can't remember. Anyway, when I was doing tests previously, I was putting in about 300 milliamps, and I was only getting out about 50 milliamps to the secondary coil. So we're doing better than we were. Look how fast this is coming up. Wow. Yeah, this is really cool. Anyway, just to validate that, if I at the moment the supercapacitors and the circuit board obviously consumes power as well. If I go to our main power supply, it's reading about, oh, it's not the wire again, it's reading about 520 milliamps, but if I disconnect the driver circuit, which is when I knock the wire like this, it drops back by 210 milliamps, which is about the same. So, come on, come back on. Let's do it again. So, yeah, if you look, it's about 200 milliamps. So, it's about the same. Yeah. Well, there's losses on the circuit board, because these LEDs are being powered. All the circuitry is being powered as well, so that drains. So when we want to see the actual current consumption is being used, that's what it is there. That's what's going out to the. That's what's actually going out to the MOSFETs on this board. And it's being driven. This circuit here is being driven by batteries. So we're only measuring power that's going from here through the MOSFET source and drain to the output to the coil. So you've got to eliminate all the other factors, like, because you can obviously optimize those things. You can drive these things with really low current driver circuits, low, like CMOS, and have a really low current circuit. Well, mine isn't really low current, so I have to eliminate that first. The whole point is how much power is going into the coil and how much power is coming out. That's all we want to know, really. Look at that, bloody hell, it's at 10.34 volts already. Anyway, thanks for watching, just a little update.